The Honourable Damien O'Connor.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise on behalf of the Labour Party to firstly offer full support for the kiwifruit industry. It is a very worrying time that the discovery of PSA, this kiwifruit vine disease, has occurred. It was discovered by an orchardist. MAF were notified, and as the Minister said, we have had confirmation of that today. Mr Speaker, this is a $1.4 billion industry, 20% of the GDP for the Bay of Plenty. It is a worrying time for all those people involved, Mr Speaker, and I rise on behalf of the Labour Party to support all the people involved in working through this very, very cautiously. It is a time not to raise alarm. As the Minister said, we have had contact from our trading partners already, and we want to reassure them that we are doing everything possible to get on top of and hopefully eliminate this disease. We can be comforted, I guess, if it's possible, Mr Speaker, in the knowledge that PSA has existed in Japan for 25 years and production has continued there. We have in New Zealand a very coordinated kiwifruit industry, Mr Speaker, and we have a good biosecurity organisation in MAF Biosecurity New Zealand, if somewhat hamstrung by recent cuts, Mr Speaker. But we are not sure, and we will have to wait a week or so until we know whether this is the virulent strain, the one that has caused so much havoc in Italy. Mr Speaker, the potential for loss, I said, is huge, but at this stage there is no effect to the fruit produced from the vines, and we hope that there will be no impact on our trading ability. Mr Speaker, however, the opposition would be remiss if it did not identify perhaps some of the potential pressures that biosecurity has been under. And while the Minister and the Prime Minister have reassured the House that no cuts occurred, the facts are somewhat different, Mr Speaker. We have had 54 frontline staff cut by that Minister from biosecurity services, Mr Speaker, in 2009. And last year, while there was money for biosecurity, it went into the Joint Border Management System, which is effectively a new computer system. What we saw, to use the government's words, reprioritised, was cuts to biosecurity policy, border security systems development and maintenance, border security monitoring and clearance, cuts to domestic biosecurity surveillance, Mr Speaker, and cuts to biosecurity incursion response and long-term pest management. We hope, Mr Speaker, as the opposition, that none of these cuts hinders in any way the ability of MAF Biosecurity New Zealand to get on top of this potentially alarming and drastic disease for the kiwifruit industry, Mr Speaker. So we hope that the government does see the value in fact increasing the money for biosecurity to prevent such a horrific disease spreading throughout New Zealand, Mr Speaker.